All Elite Wrestling just got done doing its biggest pay-per-view in the history of the company's inception. And prior to the actual pay-per-view taking place, all anyone could talk about was how big of a deal and how big of an accomplishment it was that they were able to exceed 80,000 ticket sales, which, to my surprise, they were actually able to do so as well. I thought they were going to maybe do 60, 70, and it turns out that the exact number reported by Tony Khan was 81,035 reported live from the actual All In London. But of course, it wouldn't be a big AEW pay-per-view without some backstage stuff happening. So today we're going to peel it back layer by layer, and you guys are more than welcome to give me your take and or opinion about the situation in the comments down below. And if you guys are new around here, all I do is ask that you help me hit 69 subscribers. Subscribe, like the video, it helps the algorithm so I can do more of these. And comment down below future topics you'd like me to discuss. Before things became a little chaotic backstage for Punk, it sounds as if he had some travel issues. And what if the Bucks were ribbing this man, right? No, I'm kidding. So House Wrestling has learned that when Punk landed in Heathrow Airport for AEW, All In London on Saturday morning, no one from AEW was there to greet him. There was also no car service to take him to his hotel. And when he texted a number he was given by AEW for the driver, it bounced back as being an invalid number. So off that alone, off that small piece of information, I'm even going to show you a picture on screen of him actually taking the train with fans. But if this portion is remotely accurate, because we know he had travel issues, we know he had to ask fans to get to his hotel. I'll get to that in a minute. But if this portion of him like not being greeted by anyone there, by there not being car service or anything like that to get him to his hotel, that's kind of reckless, because it's not like he's in his hometown of Chicago. He's in a whole nother portion of the world. You know what I mean? Like he's in a whole nother country. Like, and you don't have a car service for someone like CM Punk, or even in general for your superstars. You know what I mean? Like if they gave him a number to dial and it didn't work, you know, and he did go and dial someone else or try to explain everything and nobody got back to him, like that's kind of crazy. And it's incredibly unprofessional on the side of AEW for this specific portion of the story. Now, after waiting for a while, Punk decided to just buy a train ticket and find his way to his hotel. And we're told the tube was fairly busy at the time. Punk got lost, and a few fans who noticed the second city saying helped him figure out where he was going. So here we literally see CM Punk taking a photo with a fan on the train. Like, bro, this is crazy. And yes, he's gone through a lot of things, but this is reckless. Like, as a company, you know, I know mistakes happen. I get it. There was a lot of things going on. It was their first time in London. But someone's travel is very, very important, man. Like, especially when he's landing. It's not like he had flight issues, right? If he had delays or something like that, completely understandable. But when he landed and the number he was given didn't work, how is bro supposed to get to his hotel? He doesn't know that area. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I'm just looking at it as if I was lost. I'd be freaking out, especially somebody like CM Punk, who's famous as hell. Like, everybody knows who he is. I don't know. Me thinking about it is kind of stressing me out. I can only imagine what he must have been going through. Now, just to give you guys an idea, right? The London Underground, better known as the Tube, has 11 lines covering 402 kilometers, serving 272 stations. The Tube literally handles up to 5 million passengers a day. And at peak times, there's more than 543 trains whizzing around the capital. Whizzing. Pause.
What do you mean by that?
Just looking outside, man, like it's also interesting. Somebody on Twitter posted that Punk's London travel story is told in 3 photos. And it shows the Young Bucks in a stretch SUV from Heathrow. The AEW travel coordinator also appears on this week's episode of BTE, which is Being the Elite on the YouTube channel. And then Punk's travel is sabotaged, and he's forced to take the train in London, while the travel coordinator likes anti-Punk tweets. That's interesting. There's definitely a lot more to this story, but one of the AEW travel coordinators, like I said, has been liking the anti-Punk tweets. He appeared on the Wembley BTE and is pals with the Bucks, as you saw in BTE and things like that. You can even go to his Twitter and you'll see that he's liked, you know, different tweets. I'm just not going to show that because I'm not trying to promote that negativeness, I guess, but I'm just trying to show you guys the full story here, the full picture. Now we fast forward to the actual pay-per-view. In the pre-show, Jungle Boy faced Hook, and he went on to say this in the clip. Roll it.
This is right here, and then crushing real glass. Crushing the abdomen. Go cry me a river.
Jack Perry says, "You see this right here?" And he starts banging on the glass. of the limo or the car, whatever it was. And he goes on to say, "Cry me a river." And he said that it was real glass because there was a different story that came out prior, the first encounter between CM Punk and Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, where CM Punk was telling him not to really use real glass, that he recommends he uses fake glass. And that's just a veteran, in my opinion. That's just CM Punk being a veteran looking out for the Young Bucks, right? Not the Young Bucks specifically, but you know what I mean, like the young kids. He's like, hey man, you know, using real glass, not the best idea, but Jack Perry wanted to, right? And then he goes on to say that in the actual pre-show match against Hook. Now, Brian Alvarez reported the following when asked about the Perry Punk situation at All In. Now, keep in mind, this is after the match between Hook and Jungle Boy. I'm just trying to keep you guys on the timeline so you follow me, okay? Jack Perry goes through the curtain. He goes through the glass, and they're working on his cuts from the match. This was shortly before the show was supposed to go on the air of the pay-per-view, because there was the 0 hour, which was where his match took place, and then the pay-per-view where CM Punk and Samoa Joe were supposed to go out first. So again, this was shortly before the show was supposed to go on the air. CM Punk walks by and he says, "Do you have a problem with me?" Jack Perry then responds and says something to the effect of, "Well, you heard what I said out there." And again, according to several people who, again, did not witness the brawl that happened last year at the previous pay-per-view when he had the situation with Kenny and Omega, with Kenny and the Bucks, this time was completely different. According to several people, they said something to the effect of, you know I can beat your ass, right? And then there was an incident. It was very quick. Pretty much 100% of the witnesses said that Punk made the comment and either shoved pie-faced Jungle Boy, grabbed him in the guillotine front headlock, and then it was immediately broken up. Samoa Joe was right there. Everybody was right there. Nobody got their butt kicked. There was nothing like that. They even got close to Tony Khan to the point where some monitors actually fell onto Tony Khan, which sucks, bro, because he's like the boss, bro. Like, he shouldn't be dealing with such children in the workplace. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I don't know, man. Like, now, how many issues has CM Punk been involved with at this point? You know, again, but you guys let me know. Personally, I wouldn't. Yes, he does help the company with views, makes them good money, but at the end of the day, bro, enough is enough. Other people may not want to come there because of him down the line, and that could be detrimental in the growth of the business. Alvarez said that Punk was furious and that several people said he threatened to quit and that he didn't even want to go out for the match. I believe they went to FTR and the Young Bucks and they were like, "Can you guys open the show?" And the response was, "We're not ready to open the show." They then went to the 6-man with Kenny and Hangman, and all those guys were like, "Can you open the show?" And they were like, "I guess we can." And they were getting ready to go out, and I was told that Joe was furious. He's at Wembley, there's 80,000 people there, and he's about to go out, and apparently he talked to Punk into doing the match. Now, there's another side of this rumor where, instead of how it was explained where CM Punk initiated the attack, there's another side here that says that, according to one side of the story, it's claimed that Jack Perry approached CM Punk backstage and stepped in his face and bumped Punk. Punk was said to have then pushed Perry. Perry allegedly came at Punk and got choked. And then Miro just straight up was just like, "That's not true." Now, in this specific scenario, maybe Miro is just saying that this specific version of what's being told is untrue. And that's what I take from this. But again, you guys let me know what you think. Tony Khan also confirmed in the press conference that there was an altercation, but that he can't speak on it. And that those two superstars are going to have an investigation looked into them about the whole situation. And now we come to find out as well that CM Punk and Jack Perry have both been suspended. CM Punk was not notified by All Elite Wrestling, but rather by his lawyer, who instructed him of what happened and how he was suspended for the foreseeable future until the investigation is done. Now, there's an interesting stat about all of this, is that almost half the time, if not more, no, I would say like half, almost half, CM Punk has actually either been suspended or injured for his tenure in AEW. And that's interesting. I don't know where we go from here. Leave it in the comments down below. Would you rather see him in the company or would you rather see him gone? For me personally, man, I keep hearing different versions of this story. Fightful Select confirms that CM Punk and Tony Khan haven't really communicated much, and that they report that Punk's been telling people he hates the place due to the constant drama, but adds that many people within the company say he is responsible for those issues. So again, to me personally, man, I would just remove CM Punk. I would let him out of his contract, not pay him the rest unless if he was contractually obligated to get paid the rest. Or actually, here's the better part of it. If he is got a downside guarantee or whatever it is, then I would just have him sit out the rest of his contract. This way he can't, go anywhere else or whatever. And that would be the way that I would handle it. And just leave him out of the show and just let that rock out. Because yes, CM Punk brings a lot of eyes to the product. That is no denying that. But what he has done to the company is kind of reckless. And if Jack Perry's at fault here, bro, you're new. You just started with the company 5 minutes ago. Like if CM Punk for this one time gets a pass here, but all the other instances of issues he's had, you know what I mean? Like, bro, Jack Perry, something's got to be done about him too, bro. Like they gotta, this is the first altercation I've heard though with Jack Perry in the company, but this is like our third or fourth altercation with CM Punk. So I don't know. But maybe Jack Perry should also take a beat and listen to the veterans. Like CM Punk's been in the business for a long time. Say what you want about him, but he knows what he's talking about when it comes to having a mind for the business. Anyways, that's all I got to say, man. You let me know how you feel about everything. Comment down below. Thank you for watching. Peace.